Hey team, this is the video for April the 8th, the Sunday that's coming up. John Aaron is starting a new series called Upside Down Church. We're going to be looking at the Sermon on the Mount for the next few months here. And so this is going to be the first installment. I wanted to go over the icebreaker questions real quick, just to be able to share. The first icebreaker question is about what kind of signals do you have when you're at an event to say that we're ready to go. And that's going to really tie into the first verse of Matthew chapter 5, where Jesus went away and he sat down. He wasn't going anywhere. It was time for them to be able to come and spend some time with him. But we have kind of clues saying we're a little impatient, we're ready to go, we grab our keys, we tell people, hey, it's been nice talking to you, which means I don't want to talk to you anymore. But that gets people opened up and thinking about that Jesus was not going to go anywhere. He was ready to sit down there to teach. And then the higher standard, the higher behavioral standards that we have for people that are in the public eye versus people that aren't. We have higher standards as believers, as kingdom citizens, to live up to. And that's what we're going to be looking at in the weeks and months ahead, is the Beatitudes, the difference that we're supposed to have. And then being in a crowd, does it energize you or does it drain you? Kind of, we might call that introverts and extroverts. Extroverts really love to be around crowds. That energizes them. We're going to see in Jesus here in this Bible study this Sunday that he was with the crowds, but then sometimes he pulled away. And so we can learn some things from that. But this icebreaker question gets people to thinking about that. And then the last one, whenever you have a few minutes in line or you're at a traffic light, what is it that you do? We have filled our time, any spare time that we have, with checking this, doing this, looking on our phone, thinking about this, listening to the radio, doing this. We don't have any Sabbath time. We don't have any downtime. And we're going to see that Jesus did a lot of times. He took his disciples and he went away. He left the crowds that he was ministering to have that Sabbath time, and how important that is. And we'll see that in the first couple of verses of Matthew 5. This is going to be really different because we're looking at this passage for the next couple of months, and we're taking it verse by verse by verse. So this Sunday, we're only dealing with 2 verses. So it's going to be a little different format, even in the Bible study part, because we're looking at sections of those verses. The quote at the beginning with John Stott is a heavy one. I really encourage you to take a look at that and think through that and pray through that, because it's pretty deep. It's not just a yes-no type answer question, but it's worth our consideration. And then looking at the connection between the right before what happens in Matthew chapter 5. He was with the crowds, and then he pulled away. And really consider the responses, the different responses that Jesus had. He spent a lot of time with crowds. Crowds were with him all the time, but yet there's times that he pulled away. And then I put, in some of the questions, I put what possible answers there were. I tried to be kind of exhaustive. Don't read those to everybody. Those are for stimulation, for conversation, and for discussion. So don't just read those answers, but I want to give you a heads up on what the possible answers could be. And then, as always, what did God reveal to you during this day? That's going to be important. So the action points really try and drive people to, what is your mountain time? What is some time that you can have away, separated, just like the disciples did, with Jesus, because they really wanted to spend time with Jesus. They went to him. Do we really want to spend time with Jesus? So if you ever have any questions before the lesson this next week, don't forget the most valuable person, the MVP meeting, the mission vision preparation time is this Sunday at 8:15. I'll have breakfast. We'll have some stuff to discuss. All right, have a great day.